thank you guys so much for taking the time to talk about your new series, which is fantastic. I will be directing questions individually, although I will start with one thing that is not a question so I can get it out of my system, and I'm going to tell it to Nicola. I knew it, and that's all I'm going to say. So, Claudia, let me ask you this. The tone of the show is very particular. It feels like a train that's moving at 165, yes. Like a speeding train. How is that getting used to when you still have the trappings of a period drama? Because that's very interesting to see.
I think when we had the table read for the job, they were very clear. Amazing Betsy Beers, who works Shondaland, like Shonda is like absolute superhero. Betsy Beers, she's amazing. I love her so much. She made it very clear to us in the room. She was like, "You see the pace at which I'm talking? Like, this is what we're doing." Like, so it was brilliant. Like, that was laid out for us, and it's interesting because to sort of display the like Eloise's youth, I decided to make her speak at the like speed of sound and light, and that's worked in my favor because pace is a massive thing. When we were doing this show, I remember we did some rehearsals of scenes, and pace would be like a big thing, and it was so. If anything, me and Nicola found it like the most thrilling thing because it reads like that on the script. It doesn't read slow. It's exciting. Like all of that's a skill if you can already tell the pace by the way it's written. Like. It's actually quite nice to break out of a sort of withdrawn, slow thing because it makes it more contemporary.
No, most definitely. So, Nicola, let me ask you this. I mean, the humanity of a pen gets tested. Like, is it sort of challenging to sort of play for her imperfections without having to think the sympathy of the audience? Because I feel like anybody with unrequited love is just going to love your character. But I mean, there are the imperfections. So if you could talk about that.
Completely. She's a very complicated young woman. She's not one thing or another. She is a mix of many, many things. And I think she starts off very innocent. And I think the audience will feel for her because she's such an outsider in her family. She goes to these balls. Nobody dances with her. She's in love with Colin Bridgerton, but he doesn't realize it or is not interested. But then I think when her cousin Marina comes into the fold, Penelope thinks that she will have an ally in the world, that she'll, have this great friend. And the relationship really doesn't go that way. So sometimes I would, I was reading the script and as it went along and we were getting more episodes, I was like, she's really not going to do this terrible thing though, is she? Like, she's a sweetheart. She's not. And then it was so shocking when things happened that I didn't think she was going to do. But look, she's a real person. So she's got to be, no one's perfect and she certainly isn't. But it was so much fun to play that.
Yes. All right. So this question is for both, but we can start with Claudia. Like, if you could, I think the casting of Julie Andrews is just marvelous. So if you could choose anybody, living or dead, to sort of narrate your daily lives and make commentary, like who would you pick to sort of narrate your going-ons and your innermost secrets?
Louis Theroux.
Why?
I think he's got the right amount of like a sort of awkward charm that would probably fit within my daily life quite nicely because of my unfortunate personality that I was blessed with. So yeah, I feel like Louis Theroux would be a perfect person and I love him, so that would be nice to hear.
Well, there you go. And Nicola, how about you? Who would be the narrator of your life that you would cast?
I'm not saying that this is what I deserve, but if I could choose anybody, I would choose Billy Porter from Pose. Because I think he would make anything sound interesting. Like, she's going to the shop to buy toilet roll. You'd be like, enthralled.
I think that's great. All right, my time is up. Pleasure talking to you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you, Juan.